Hey there, everybody. Welcome back to the Planes, Trains, and Comic Books channel. My name's Matt, and today we're going to review Sacrament number 1. But before we get into that, if you guys wouldn't mind sharing, subscribing, commenting, it really helps me out and lets me know what you guys want to see more of. So, with that being said, let's get straight into it. All right, we got the cover here for Sacrament number 1. It is an AWA Upshot comic, and it is by Peter Milligan and Marcelo Frusion. And we start off on the first page, and we are in the future. It is the year 2999, and we are on some kind of mining planet where this mother and father believe that their daughter has been possessed by a demon. So they brought in our main character here. He is a priest. His name is Father Voss, and when he sees the girl who's supposed to be possessed, he says that this is not possession, that she needs a doctor, and then this is some kind of chemical poisoning from the mining going on the planet. But as the reader, we're not really sure if he's correct or if she actually is possessed. So once the priest finishes at the mining colony, we find out that he actually goes to many of these different worlds and gives communion to the working class people. And their service is basically just him giving them communion, but instead of them drinking wine and having bread, he has some kind of device, and it seems to affect their frontal lobe and gives them a sense of calm. But it turns out in the future that religion has been made illegal. So out of nowhere, the police show up, and Father Voss and his novice, as he calls her, are able to get away and do not get arrested. And then we cut to a planet called Cal 4, where a government official named Marlov has just been informed of a murder that's taken place, where the person has been nailed to the wall in an upside-down cross pose. And at first he's thinking, well, this doesn't mean that it's some kind of weird religious thing, but then he's taken to another crime scene where there's more religious iconography, so it seems like these crimes definitely have a religious undertone to them. Then we cut back to the father, who is once again giving communion to a group of people on a different planet, but this time, as the next person walks up to receive, the person points to Father Voss and yells to the police who are lying in wait. And that's where I'm going to stop it. I don't want to spoil anything else. So the reason I picked up this comic was because the cover looked pretty awesome. It's written by Peter Milligan, who I usually like. And the pitch for this book said that it was The Exorcist meets Alien. But unfortunately, I don't think it lived up to that. Like, it wasn't a bad comic, but it definitely didn't pay off in the way that I thought it was gonna. There's only one exorcism scene in this book, and it's only like 2 pages long. And most of it was the introduction of the priest and then setting up the world, which is fine, but when you say that your comic is gonna be The Exorcist meets Alien, I'm kind of expecting a lot more of those two elements. I thought the art was fine. Nothing really stood out, but maybe that would have been different if the artists were to draw more demon or alien stuff that could showcase their artwork more. But as it is, there was just people talking mostly and spaceships in space. So I'm going to give this book a 2.5 out of 5. And that might be a little harsh on it, but I think it did itself a disservice saying that it was The Exorcist meets Alien, because those two properties have very specific horror elements and things in them. And this book barely had any of that. And hopefully in the second issue, there's more like demons and aliens and stuff. And maybe this first issue was just kind of a setup for the craziness to come. So if you saw anything you like, definitely go pick that up at your local comic store, and we will see y'all in the next one.